What's going on, guys? Welcome to another position preview. I'm Diyar, and today I am joined by Jamie from Leicester FAN TV to look ahead to our game on Monday. We're recording a bit early due to all the holiday season and our availability. So keep that in mind when listening, because Leicester will be playing another game on Saturday or Sunday, and Palace will be playing on Saturday. So it's a bit early. But Jamie, how you doing?
I'm going fine, pal. How's it all going in your neck of the woods? So it's all nice and warm here. Look, it's a bit warmer here compared to where you are, pal. Look, but it's a bit more sunny here.
Yeah, it's definitely not Leicester, I'll tell you that.
No,
I've been Leicester a couple of times.
I'm in Alcudia, pal. Been here the last 16 years, mate.
Yeah, look, it's not sunny here. If I show you outside, you'll probably start crying with me.
You're right, mate.
Yeah, exactly. I'll leave that part. But let's start talking about this season. Top four so far. And it's a great start as well. We're talking about you being in top four in December. But I remember during the restart, you guys had Jamie Vardy had a moment of struggling in front of goal, and there were questions about Brendan Rodgers' tactic. But end of the day, you still finished fifth. But what's changed so far this season that now you're just kicking on, you're scoring goals, coming off a 2-0 victory over Tottenham?
Well, to be honest, when we had the restart, let's go back to the restart. We were fourth. Like you say, in the last game of the season, we finished fifth when we lost to Man U at home. But we'd have snapped your arm off for European football, and that's top six. And that's what Leicester wanted, top six. We got it. It was just disappointing that we didn't get in the Champions League. But in hindsight, I think the Champions League might have been one step too much for us. We've shown in the Europa League, let's get this right, we've won 4, drew 1, lost 1, finished top of the group, qualified first. I think it's better for us to be in that competition instead of the Champions League. I don't think we were quite ready for Champions League football. Other people might disagree with that, but I think Europa League was better for us. As for this season, our home form has not been as good as our away form. We've only lost 1 out of 7 games. We've won 6, lost 1. And the only one we've lost to is Liverpool away. But not many people have beaten Liverpool at all. There's only Villa that have beat Liverpool, I think, this year, as you well know.
Let's not talk about that.
So our home form, it's glad that our away games, we've got Man U on Boxing Day, like you said, on the Saturday before. Then we play you on the Monday. The home game will be more tricky than our away form is, for some reason, is a lot more better than our home form. So I'm looking forward more to the Palace game than I am the Man U game. But our form this season, I don't know what the difference is. We're playing the same. I think it's a bit more confidence. I think we've got confidence. And Vardy started banging in the goals as well. 13 in 11 games. No, sorry. Yeah, 13 in 15 games. That's it. And he's got confidence back on his side. And he's 34 in January, and he's still banging the goals in.
Yeah, we'll talk about Jamie Vardy in more detail in just a second. But talking about your expectations, as you said, last season you thought that maybe Europa League spot would be ideal for you because you don't think you can make it in the Champions League and maybe be as competitive. So looking at this season, do you think it is time to push on now and finish in the top 4? Is that your expectations? How do you see it?
I think you'll see a lot of fans wanting us to be a top 4 team, which I think is a little bit out of our grasp at the minute. I think a couple of years in Europa League football, get them all playing, getting them used to European football, and then maybe next year, and then pushing on. So my personal view would be another year in Europa League football, and then maybe next year getting into the Champions League. The season after getting into the Champions League. We've just literally spent 100 million on our new training ground in Seagrove, which is open tomorrow. Is it Christmas? Yeah, Christmas Eve tomorrow. And it's brilliant. They've spent all the money on there, and they'll be able to encourage players to come in when they see that. So get more experience in Europa League football and then push on to the Champions League. I think it's still, even next year would be a bit early. But if we go on and win the Europa League, which hopefully, touch wood, you never know, it's not in the realms of possibility that we could win it, then we'll be in the Champions League next year, no matter what. So you never know. But I think the Champions League next year might be still just a tad early for us. That's my opinion.
Yeah, it depends also who you bring in the summer potentially as well, and in January window. But looking at I want your perspective. I know we're coming off a 7-0 defeat against Liverpool, so take that off your mind. Because even as a Palace fan, I've been critical of this team, but I know that we're not that bad week in, week out. What do you make of Palace, and What do you expect them to do with the squad that we got? Look, as Palace fans, there's some that say just stay up, some say mid-table, some say top half. We're as indecisive as our defence, as we saw against Liverpool. So what do you think?
There's not many London clubs that I look at and like watching. I do like Palace. I do like to watch Palace and look for their results, because to me they seem to be, I don't know whether it's right, they look kind of like a family club to me. The same kind of structure as us. I know we've probably gone on one step more with a new ground and new training ground, but they're kind of a similar kind of situation to what we are as a kind of a family club. And I'd always see Palace mid-table to top 6, there or thereabouts for Europe, but not quite there. I mean, you've got some quality players. You had Sahar that came back a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember how long he was away from you. He's a quality player. I know he's not having the best of forms. The keeper, Gaeta, I'm useless at pronouncing his name.
Yeah, don't worry.
That's it. I'm useless. You ask any of the content team on Leicester Fan TV, don't ask me how to pronounce the name. But I saw him against Spurs, and I thought he was absolutely outstanding. I know he made the mistake for the goal, the first goal. No, it was 1-1 that game, wasn't it? Yes. But he made some absolutely outstanding saves. Against the Liverpool game, it wasn't as good. Not none of the goals were his fault, I don't think. They were world-class goals. But I think your keeper, Sahar, and I also think your league title winner that you've got in your squad, Jeffrey Schlupp. I think he's a quality player. Yeah. I wish he was still at Leicester, because it was only because we had Christian Fuchs coming in at left back. The Ben Chilwell was coming through the ranks. We had Moraes, we had Albrighton on the left-hand side. And he wasn't getting in, wasn't getting regular football. At his age, he wants regular football. And he's done well at Palace. He's done well. And he scored the goal against Spurs, took it quite well, because he was a striker, but then we moved him to left back. So I'm looking forward to seeing Jeffrey Schlupp play. Hopefully he doesn't score the winner. If he scores the winner, oh God, I've got egg on my face now.
He might. You never know with Jeff. Even when he against the Tottenham game, I thought I was thinking let's sub him out now because he hasn't influenced the game as much. But with Jeff, just like that, he'll go and he'll score a goal out of nothing because he's got the pace and he's got the ability to do that. But I want to talk about your players in particular. There's one player who can be very annoying, and that's Jamie Vardy. We know what he can do in front of goal. He's going to bug you all game long, run past his defenders. 34 years old, and the man is still running at full speed like he's 12. But with Vardy, we know what we're expecting from him. However, I want to talk about someone else, James Justin. It's a weird one. He's a fullback, but look, your face changed straight away because I knew it was going to. He's coming due to injuries, but I mean, if Palace fans that don't know him, what can you say about him? He can go forward and attack and overlap on the right hand side and also defend. What a quality player you got there.
I don't think I need to say anything else now. I think you've just covered it all completely. We bought him in from Luton last year for, I think it was 7.5 million, something around that mark. And he was going to be cover. And then, Ricardo Pereira got injured. And I don't think, if my memory serves me right, I don't think he's missed a Premier League game since the restart. And he's been outstanding. He's played at right wing back. He's played at full back. He's played at left back. He's played at left wing back. He's played at left centre half, right centre half as a 3. He's a quality all-round performer. And like you say, he does the overlaps when he's at full back. He does the overlaps when he's at wing back. He's down that wing, and he's a quality defender. And I honestly think he will push for an England place in the next. He's in the 21s at the minute. I think he'll push for an England place, even maybe push out Ben Chilwell. But the only problem is we've got Timothy Castagna, who's back on the team sheet now, and Ricardo Pereira, who's out for a couple more weeks. The only problem, what's going to happen to him? A lot of the fans are now saying, is James Justin undroppable? We just don't know. But it's a good thing to have, though, the players wanting to play. And he wants to play. He's a young player, wants to play, and he's getting his opportunity. And he's a quality player.
Yeah, 100%. And talking about, let's just quickly talk about him. He's going to score against us. We know it's going to happen. But how do we try to stop him? Because he's got the pace. What is Vardy's weakness? I still haven't really figured it out. Is it what do you do?
I'm just trying to think of one of his weaknesses, really. Exactly. And probably his head is, I don't know. He's good holding the line. He doesn't get caught offside that many times. He's got the pace. He's got the power. He can shoot with his left foot. He can shoot with his right foot. The only problem is this season, it seems his first touch is letting him down a little bit. But it seems to be out of the game quite a bit. If you can keep him out of the game, and then he doesn't get many touches, and I think he starts to get a bit wound up about it. But he only needs one chance against, who was it? Against Sheffield United. He had one chance in the 95th minute, and he buried it. He only needs one chance. He's done that quite a few times. The only thing we are disappointed about is that we might not, if he scores, we might not see the old Eagle celebration he did a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that was at Sellers Park. I was there, and I won't say the words that I said when I was at the stadium because, he's a brilliant troll. He trolls brilliantly. That's one thing I like about Vardy. Even though he scores, he's just a proper troll. He's just a proper troll, and he just brings the fun side of things. Even when you can see the goal, you're just looking at him, and I'm frustrated. But when I look at him, I'm like, this guy's 34 years old, and he just done the Eagle celebration in front of in a home stadium.
Yeah, he likes get winding up the crowd. He does it at West Brom, he does it at Sheffield United, and he does it at Palace. I don't know why it's them three clubs. I don't know why. It's just them three clubs he likes winding them up. At Sheffield United, he gives it the ears because he used to be a Chef Wednesday. He's a Chef Wednesday fan. Yeah. West Brom, he just scores regular at West Brom. Every time we play at West Brom, he scores, and he runs into the same corner. And I think it's the fans. He doesn't like the fans in the away fans. But it's just one of the things. But I don't know. There isn't really. I can't think of an out-and-out weakness for Jamie Vardy. He has got a slight injury. This is the point. He might not play on Monday. He got an injury. He's got a bit of a hip injury that's been carrying on for the last couple of years. It's been a floating bone, and sometimes he had to come off against Spurs. A couple of days rest, and he'll be fine. If he plays against Man U on the Saturday, he might not play. He might be on the bench at least, but I don't think he'll start. I think because last year we played, I think it's the same kind of thing last year. We had 2 games in 48 hours over the Christmas period, and we've got the same this one with Man U and yourselves. So I think we'll play 2 different teams or 2-ish different teams, especially against Palace. So he might not play against Palace, but who knows? Brendan Rodgers likes throwing a curveball in, and he might pick the same team, but we'll have to wait and see.
Exactly, but even if he doesn't start, he'll probably come on and score his 1 goal in the 85th minute, and then do the Eagle celebration to the camera, and then just go back to Leicester. That's the Jamie Vardy that we all know.
Yes, we all know and love at Leicester.
Nah, not at Palace, but yeah. But how do you think that Palace should approach this game tactically? What can we expect from Leicester going into this game? How will you set up?
Well, I don't know. See, that's the thing again. Brendan Rodgers, like I said earlier, Brendan Rodgers likes throwing this curveball in. Sometimes we play 4 at the back. Sometimes we play 3 at the back with the wing backs. It's difficult to know exactly what team he will line up with. Literally, because it's like 2 games in 48 hours, not 100% sure of what the team will be. But our big problem is corners. I think opposition have scored 8 goals from corners this year.
Hey.
So if you've got a good set play from corners, then that's when we're in trouble. Normally, Leicester fans will be watching corners like that, trying to, oh no, I don't want to see a corner, and then scoring from corners. We haven't scored from a corner in the league since Norwich in December of 2019.
Don't worry. I think we've only scored 8. I don't think we've even scored 8 corners since Roy Hodgson's been our manager for the last 3 years. So I already know what's going to happen now. You'll probably win 1 or 2-0 and you score a corner goal, and we won't be absolute threat from corners. But that's interesting because Palace, it seems like we don't really focus on set pieces as well. But in terms of style of play, I know you said it's hard to say what team will come out and what formation you'll play. So does Brendan Rodgers like changing it about? Does he have a plan A and a plan B? Because at Palace, we always talk about us having a plan A and then just having a plan A.1, basically, when we bring on players off the bench. Like, we don't like changing about. We like changing the personnel, but not the actual tactics. So does Rodgers change it about for you guys, or is it the same?
No, it's like we haven't got a plan B. There's no plan B. We bring we've got Islam Salami, big 6-footer, 6'2", Algerian, up front. He's not played for us for the last 18 months. He's been out on loan. He would be the perfect plan B to have on the bench, especially now because you can have 9 subs on the bench, can't you? Even though you can only have 3, you can only choose 3.
Yeah.
He'd be the perfect if you're losing 1-0 or drawing 1-1, and you need to, lump the ball up. We've got Mark Albrighton on the pitch. It's probably one of the best crossers of the ball in the Premier League, to lump the ball into the middle of the box and knock down something. But Brendan Rodgers doesn't like playing. Very rarely he plays with 2 up top. I'm a bit old school, and I like to have the 4-4-2, 2 big man, small man up top. But no one plays with that anymore. So we haven't really got a plan B. All our is possession-based football. We try and bore you to death and then score the goals in the last 15 minutes.
Come support Palace. I mean, Roy Hodgson does that. 4-4-2. He'll have Benteke and then he'll put Wilfried Zaha next. Like, you'll love it at Palace. And that's the thing. Trust me, you don't want that to happen, because I've seen... Well, you want the league in a similar way with the 4-4-2 formation.
We played with 4-4-2, but we had counter-attacking football, which was slightly different. It was a bit more... Yeah. We didn't have any possession. I think we won the league with something like... I'm glad you brought the league title up, actually, so I wasn't going to mention it. We won it on, I think, something like 32% on average over the whole games. We were scoring goals from counter-attacking football, and no one could cope with it, even though it was kind of a 4-4-2 formation, which was great.
Yeah, well, I mean, we try to do similar things, but yeah, it doesn't work quite as well with Palace. Roy Hodgson 4-4-2, like to say out, but we saw it on we lost 7-0 against Liverpool, so the counter-attacking football bit doesn't really work with Palace. But finally, what's your score predictions for the game?
Anybody that's watching this on Leicester Fan TV is going to know, before I even came on here, what I say. I always go for the old 2-2 draw, the old Desmond, away from home, because do not lose. Do not lose away from home. Get a point in the Premier League. I think a point away from the Premier League is a top quality result, no matter who you're going to play. And we haven't had the best look at Palace recently. I mean, we beat you last year, didn't we? 2-0. Yeah. Was that when Vardy? That's when Vardy did. But you beat us at home 4-0, I think, the other year, and 3-0 at home the other year. And we haven't had the best of luck against Palace. So, literally, I'm going to stick with my 2-2 draw. I know that sounds boring and sitting on the fence. Do not lose. That's my view. Do not lose away from home.
Well, you don't. that's a thing.
Literally, apart from the Liverpool game, every game I've gone 2-2, and we've won apart from the Liverpool game. So I'm sticking with a 2-2. That's what I'm going to say. It's a lucky charm now. I'm not going to change it no matter what.
All right, let's see. I'll probably take the 2-2 as well, because getting a point against you guys, you're on top form, of course. We'll see what happens before you play us. We both got games on Saturday, but for now, I'll take the 2-2, get a point against Leicester. But thank you for joining me, Jamie. And thank you to everyone watching this. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And also check out Leicester Fan TV for their content. I'll leave the link in the description down below. And until next time, up the Palace.